Yeah, it's always hard going back to work after you've been gone, for almost 2 weeks. And you finally get settled into, oh, this is what life would be like without work. And then you got to go back. But yeah, yesterday there's just a number of factors. And I'm like, I got the extra days. I'm going to use it. So that's what I did. Every now and then, you just got to stop if you can and just take a pause because otherwise everything's going to fly by you. It really is. It's like, Ferris Bueller said, you know, life moves pretty fast, and if you don't stop and take a look around once in a while, you might miss something. And trust me, I've been staring at the computer screen too damn much to even catch anything. But yeah, sadly, there was so much they could have done with the Burning Springs add on the Fallout 76, and they kind of just. It is an entertaining thing, but it dropped the ball at the end of the day. Like I said, it's funny how Ohio, we must have done something right because in the Fallout universe, there's no Vault-Tec in the Burning Springs thing at all. There's no vaults, no new vaults to be found, and this time it wasn't Vault-Tec's fault. Everything went to shit. It was Abraxadine who makes the Braxo cleaner. I know people will hopefully start filtering in here in a minute. Like I said, it's just weird. Um, War, but I can't believe this. I was getting ready to go to bed, and then I saw it again this morning. When I got up, I kick on the computer screen. War between the land and the sea, too. Is it happening? No, it's not. And I'll tell you why it's not. It's not that it wasn't good for the most part. It's just the fact that it was made with Disney money. Disney money that could have went to 5 more episodes of Doctor Who. But no, they rolled the dice on this thing. Then they had everybody lying through their teeth, going, well, the Disney decision ain't coming until after War II to land on the Earth. And it turns out, no, Disney had made their decision long before that. They just didn't want to tell anybody. They said no. So, no, there's no Disney money to make another war between the land and the sea. If they were going to do it, they'd have to find somebody to co-produce it. And it's likely not going to happen. Also, the story had a beginning, middle, and an end. And sometimes it's just best not to, keep dropping on that. Like I said, look at Highlander. Russell Mulcahy's biggest mistake was he told a good damn story and completed it all in one movie. The problem is, then he tried to do sequels. Then the TV series wasn't that bad till after they got past a certain season, and then it just got dumb. Well, they're not sure on what's going on with Fallout 5. They don't have anything definite. Everyone's running around guessing like chickens with their heads cut off, trying to figure out what's going to go on there. And that's what's going on. Like I said, they don't know what location it's going to be, and nobody knows. I don't even think Bethesda knows at this point. So, I have no idea. Like I said, there's been rumors. Like I said, I suggested Chicago when they put up a thing out asking, where would you like the next thing to happen? Because a lot of shit happened in the Midwest that, supposedly carried over in the Fallout 3 and some other ones, and Fallout 4, that, you never actually got to see happening. And that's why. Some have said, let's do Fallout Alaska, because they're still diehard on that nuclear winter shit. It's like, guys, ugh. Elder Scrolls is based racism. I don't know. I've never played Elder Scrolls. So I have no idea what you're talking about. Not a clue. I'm sorry, but people, the whole political correcting of everything has got to stop. We're marching right back into dictatorship. We're like I said, everyone's worried about this guy in the White House right now. He's going to be gone in a couple of years. unless something weird happens and we wind up with a dictator. Like I said, it's like, what's this guy doing right now that any other president hasn't done, going back to the Korean War, where we started sending troops overseas to fight other people's wars for them and stuff like that? We had no involvement in other than to keep communism in check. Believe me. Like I said, I've never played Elder Scrolls, so I couldn't tell you. I can't make a case for it. Hell, I've never even played Skyrim, and people keep going on about that. And I'm like, guys, Venezuela, who cares? Like I said, I had no vested interest in Venezuela. I'm more worried about the problems going on in our country than I am about problems going on in everybody else's. We got millions of homeless in the streets. We got a lot of these guys are veterans, and the veterans should have had top pick for everything. I'm sorry, as far as I'm concerned, if you went, fought, and bled for this country, you should be getting free property. You shouldn't be paying taxes for the rest of your life and stuff like that. But dude, if I was in Venezuela, I wouldn't be affecting anything. I'd be sitting out on the topless beach in Rio de Janeiro, occasionally motioning, making funny movements under my towel. Okay, but all right, I like that stop bombing. They didn't drop any bombs, and there was a missile strike, but they never dropped any bombs on Venezuela. That's like, isn't Rio? Oh, wait a minute. Where is Rio? Is that Brazil? I can't remember. Either way, I'd be in Rio. uh, Rio is Brazil. Okay, like I said, I don't know. Either way, I'd be in Rio. I don't care. Yeah, we need to quit solving everybody else's problems and start working on our own. I know one of the reasons they hate what's going on up there, and a lot of these protests are going on, is because millions upon millions upon millions, in some cases billions of dollars, are now being discovered to have been wasted on useless programs. Like, one was really crazy. Oh God, I wish I could remember half the stuff they discovered. I was laughing my ass off. I'm like, we're paying what? Mm. No, Millie Gibson's always down in, oh crap, now I can't remember. But it must be nice to be able to spend, 9 months of your year or something like that on a beach somewhere, taking pictures of yourself looking pretty and then getting big fat views on Instagram. Oh well. Costa Rica, thank you very much. I remember it began with a C and it ended with a, I just can't remember off the top of my head. I'm shocked you awake, because some folks haven't bought the entire island yet. That's what's funny, is when you find out how many of these stars do own actual islands. Ugh. Especially that Epstein guy. A lot of people went there, but they don't like to talk about it. I wonder why. That's cool. I've never met Nicola. I've never seen her at a convention around here, so But like I said, it's just there's not going to be a war between the land and the sea, part two. I highly doubt it. Um, yeah, I loved it. Where remember when we first met Kate Stewart? It's science leads the way, and then next thing you know, she's 5 rounds rapid. Then now she's just plain rabid. Ugh. Yeah. By the way, I'm boinking my colonel, who's half my age, and not that I had a problem with the whole age gap. It's just the fact that she had to have known sooner or later, with unit being as dangerous as it is, that something bad could happen. And also, dating coworkers is never a good idea, especially when you're in a paramilitary organization. Yeah, look at how well, then again, they weren't coworkers. Oh, yeah, look how well that is. Jedi Knight code worked out. That's one thing I could never figure out about the prequel, especially towards the end. It's like, guys, you didn't need the damn Force to realize that Padme Amidala was pregnant. Sheesh, the woman was skinny enough as it is. Now she's walking around looking like she's got a beach ball. It's like, hello. Who's always hanging out with her? Anakin. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out what's going on there. You don't have to be a Jedi Master and use the Force to figure that shit out. But oh well. Everybody is jumping up and down going, Pete Mateegue's going to save us all now. Guys, look at how many guys have wrote in. He's going to be the Lord, High Master, and Savior of Doctor Who and this and that. And then when they do come in, anything they don't like, they turn on him. Reminds me of the old style witch hunts back in the olden days. It's like, we didn't like this. Get the torches and pitchforks and get the stake set up. And bring your best wood and charcoal. Oh, gosh. We use charcoal, that's why, we figure we might as well get a good cook out of somebody, Oh. And word's already going around. Dave Filoni apparently has taken over Star Wars, and it's like they're already bitching about him. Some people, he's a male feminist. It's like, guys, Dave Filoni was the reason that you are all practically touching yourselves. Let's just say you were practicing with your lightsaber between your legs because of what he did with the Mandalorian. I don't know if he's in charge of Isakatono, but like I said, this is basically the Star Wars Rebels reunion show, and I quit watching Star Wars Rebels long before it got to the part where now we got the world between worlds. We can just yank anybody out when they're about to get killed. Ugh. And I call it the MacGuffin between MacGuffins. The only part I liked about Ahsoka Tano so far was when she had that duel with it, when she had the episode I think it was that Shadow Warrior, that episode. That was about it. Yeah, folks, if you're looking for continuity on the CBB Doctor Who cartoon, there's not going to be any. Hi, kids, I'm a Time Lord, and I'm also good at math. Can you count how many titties are in the TARDIS? I've got this many female companions. How many? Oh, God, I just sounded evil there. YouTube's going to have a fit. I said a filthy word. Titties. Oh, yeah, we'll wind up. Then again, word is PBS is shutting down. I'm like, that means... Just think, you could have Time Lord and maybe they'll carry those characters over to Doctor Who. You'll have Oscar the Grouch as an incarnation of the Doctor. Imagine when they get to the count. I count 1 Dalek. 2 Daleks. But oh well, it's getting towards time for me to get out of here. I got to get inside the building. So, War Between the Land and the Sea Part 2, I don't really see happening. Like I said, it was co-produced with Disney money. They turned the Sea Devils into uber sea gods that suddenly had abilities they never had before and can manipulate everything, right down to your underwear at the bottom of the ocean. And, oh, well. So, like I said, I don't think it's going to happen. Oh, wait, folks, I got to get inside, so please be kind, be calm, be safe, enjoy the rest of your day. I have really got to take off now. So, today is Wednesday, at least. I just thought of that. It's halfway through the week. Fallout's on. I got to watch that today. So, take care of yourselves. Enjoy your day. We'll catch you all tomorrow morning.